What if the purpose of education was never just to get a job? Think about it. We live in the most information rich age in human history. Google can answer almost everything. AI can write for us. YouTube can teach us almost any skill. And social media can give us millions of opinions in seconds. We have more information than any generation before us. But here is the unforgettable question. Are we actually more free? Or are we simply more informed while becoming more trapped? Trapped by comparison, trapped by expectations, trapped by the fear of missing out, trapped by the validation, trapped by the pressure to become someone the world will approve of.
So, what is Vidya? And this is where an ancient Sanskrit idea suddenly feels incredibly modern. Sa Vidyaya Vimuktaye, that which liberates or helps us to navigate in direction towards liberation, is Vidya. But what does liberation actually mean? Because one can have degrees and still be confused. One can have skills and still be insecure. One can be financially successful and emotionally exhausted. One can know how the algorithm works and still be controlled by it. One can understand the world and still not understand oneself. So perhaps the real question is not how much do I know? Perhaps the deeper question is what is the accumulated knowledge doing to me and the world around me?
If knowledge makes us more aware, more discerning, more capable of questioning our own assumptions, more independent of other people's approval, then something is changing within us. That is the beginning of Vidya. Because knowledge can do two very different things. It can empower us or it can become another identity that imprisons us. I am an engineer. I am a doctor. I am successful. I am a topper. I am a creator. I have 10,000 followers. I know more than you. But if everything we know becomes another label, we have to protect. Then knowledge itself can become bondage. We are no longer using knowledge, we are being defined by it.
And that is the powerful distinction. Knowing more is not necessarily becoming more free. Sometimes real education means becoming free even from the need to prove that one knows. Now think about the education system of the past. In the Indian tradition, education was not always imagined merely as an information transfer. Traditions of learning included gurukuls and large centers of scholarship like Takshashila and Nalanda, with education connected to knowledge, conduct, discipline, and a larger purpose of life like awakening. The ideal was not simply learn something so you can earn, it could also be learn so that you can understand how to live and best to align with existence, and ultimately learn so that you can become free.
But we should also be honest whether it is ancient system or current education system. How can we get the essence of it that unfolds overall well-being? The lesson is much deeper. Perhaps we lost something important when education becomes primarily about accumulation. More marks, more certificates, more skills, more qualifications, more achievements, more followers, more money, more informations, more. But what if education should also teach us how to need less validation, how to sit with ourselves without constantly escaping into a screen, how to distinguish desire from necessity, how to question our own conditioning?
How to know the world without losing ourselves in the process. That is where Vidya becomes transformative. Because liberation does not necessarily mean running away from the world. It can mean being fully in the world without being enslaved by it. In fact, one may gather something for uplifting self towards genuine well being while being totally aware that one is bound to get further. One can have ambition without becoming a slave to ambition. One may use social media constantly if required. One can pursue wealth without making wealth on identity. One can seek knowledge without turning knowledge into ego.
And perhaps we can become successfully without becoming a prisoner of our own success. So, Gen Z, maybe the next time someone asks, "What are you studying?" don't only think about the degree, skill, employability, etc. Let's ask ourselves, what is this knowledge freeing me from? Is it freeing me from ignorance, from fear, from comparison, from dependency, from my own unconscious patterns? And ultimately, is it bringing me closer to understanding who I really am? Because if education only makes us employable, we have to learn how to make a living. But if education teaches us how to live, how to think, how to choose, how to remain conscious, and how to experience a deeper sense of inner freedom.
Then perhaps we have discovered Vidya, Sa Vidyaya Vimuktaye. That is knowledge which helps one to navigate on life towards liberation and is heard from the seekers of all time. If our knowledge becomes our identity, it is bound to be limited. But if we start having knowledge of our own state of ignorance, may we explore the life in its totality. Most importantly, may be the knowledge of, yes, I don't know damn thing about existence or even the self. That is the knowledge of own ignorance. And maybe the greatest question for our generation is not how much do we know, it is how free has our knowing made us.